Why don't we talk about some sort of conspiracy theory? Who told you to say that?
Okay, I didn't want to bring this up. This is why I didn't want to bring this up. I was trying to move on to something else there, maybe move the show on. But what happens, I noticed that whenever I bring up now this is true. This may be different tonight. But every time I bring up the conspiracy theory, no matter what it is, like Sasquatch or any kind of weird thing I've been playing with, somebody will get up and leave. No, if you've been here with a crowd and it regularly, two people will get up and be just offended. I think there's a fear. It's like of clowns. There's a fear of people doing that little bit of shtick.
It's a curse.
Ooh.
Actually, it's a segue into something more weird and scary.
What could be more weird and scary than that?
Oh, my book is upside down. So I think we should bring out our first guest. Who's going to frighten us?
Ooh.
Some inside stories of how horror is infiltrating Edmonton's theater scene. I think it's going to have a lot to. So why don't we bring out from Camp Scare and the creator of Campus Pop-Up Escape Room, and Ms. Geneva Edwards. Yeah.
Woo! Yay! Woo!
Not related. Not related.
No, I thought you were sisters. No, see, that's another thing I always thought, that you two should have a show called Edwards and Edwards.
Ooh.
That could be funny.
Oh, Edwards.
Constant just frustration.
Classic Edwards.
Woo! So, welcome. Now, we finally got you on the show. You're so elusive. Hard to get you on this stage.
Every time. Hi.
This is like a great talk show because actually, it's like when I used to watch them on television. And you knew when somebody knew somebody. They come on the show and try and kind of casually carry on a conversation.
Yeah.
Awkwardly. See, I can immediately edit you if you're not getting Are you ready to go? So tell us about, how did you tell us, what, you want to go like way back in your past? Like, way back.
Are we in therapy? Or
Well, we can make it that, yeah. I think it'd be fun if that show was actually what I did, to just break, by the end you have to be in tears. But.
Tell me about your father.
Yeah.
That's great, actually.
No, so you started with Camp Scare just recently?
Camp Scare has been around for this last year before I became involved with it, and I sort of swooped in, however one does, and Brendan, who he is one of the co-creators, and myself, just started to scheme, and we have been able to bring the Krampus Room to the ATB Financial Arts Burns in the Studio Theater in November and December. Ooh!
So tell me a little about Krampus. Like I know the story a bit, but what is it?
We do escape rooms, and we do theatrical immersion, and today I called it escapism rooms. Hashtag escapism rooms. Brendan did it last year, and it worked super well, and it has a really great following. It's called Krampus, and basically it's the only spooky Christmas escape room in the city. And so it's the story of Krampus. And so, for those of you that don't know, Krampus is a Germanic counter to St. Nicholas. So he's the bad guy to St. Nicholas. So St. Nicholas will give you candy, or will give you presents, and Krampus will put you in a bag and drag you to hell if you're bad. So last year the story was like Krampus realized that no one from Edmonton had ever been judged before. So Bob's your uncle, and you're stuck in a house full of Krampus. And so things that are...
So is this a German monster?
Yeah, it's there's I believe it's December 5th, and that's sort of the March of Krampus. And so it's become this really twisted holiday tradition that everybody will dress up as their best Krampus. So heavy fur coats, like demon goat horns, super spooky faces, and like we'll hold chains and big bags, and we'll do a march through downtown, and we'll scare all the children into being good for Christmas.
Sounds like fun.
It's
Sounds like Halloween Christmas.
yeah,
Halloween.
I really think it's for the people who kind of understand that it's a holiday, but it's, maybe Christmas joy isn't their thing, so why not?
So do you use any German words?
Not this time around, and I know what you're alluding to, and I left it in my backpack in the green room. But I can absolutely go grab that book if you want.
Well, I think that was something interesting. Do you actually do that?
No, so actually the way that our escape rooms work is that, so a lot of, if you're not familiar with escape rooms, is typically you lock yourself in, you get locked into a room, and you're given 45 minutes to escape. And you're usually given 3 clues, and typically the clues are given to you by some teenager in a vest that comes in and says, "Where are you? Have you tried this?" And then that's it. So Brendan has devised, I affectionately call it a helf on the shelf. And then I found out that helf is actually a Germanic. Thank you so much.
You didn't even see him leave the stage.
I know, it was just like it just
magician.
materialized.
Is that that hand cream you use?
I
That's
know,
so good, yeah.
It's,
She's got great
it's
stuff
funny.
in her bag.
But it's all over the place.
Yeah, it's okay, it's everywhere. It's, fun fact, I was working in a haunted house last week, and one of the my favorite effects is you cover props with lube in order to make discourage patrons from touching them, because they'll be like, "Ooh, shiny, ugh, what's that?" And you're like,
That's Krampus juice.
So anyway, escape rooms. So we've devised, rather than having a person come in and out of the rooms, there's actually just an animatronic character. So for certain haunts we have a gargoyle, but this one we have a helf on the shelf. And he's actually an actor that improvises the whole time, that basically gives you the clues that you need and gets you through the game. Because the goal of the game is to get through, we'll say 90% of it, because we spent so much time and money making these awesome props and like interesting rooms that it's kind of everybody's best interest if they get almost through it. But then the cool part is you can go naughty or nice. So every time you get to do a puzzle, you figure out if you want to go the naughty or nice way, and usually everybody goes naughty. But that way it can be 2 separate experiences both times that you go. Like say you want to go more than once.
Ooh.
So we got cats in microwaves. We got we got rolling fog. I'm trying to source a snow machine right now. We have a twisted kitchen. There are jump scares all over the place. It's super spooky. There's a pre-show talk that's a Yule log fire, but it also cuts to like scenes of hell. Like, I'd say it's appropriate for like 14 plus.
So compared to the haunted houses that you worked on this weekend, what do you think you get?
Well, the differences between the haunted houses and what we do is we are completely interactive, and we deal with small groups, so between 2 and 6 players. And it's more one-on-one, and you're actually trying to solve a goal or a puzzle, whereas a haunted house, it's like you just got to get through without wetting your pants. So both are super valid, and with Krampus, sometimes people will find themselves in that situation where they just really want to get through without wetting their pants. Brendan was saying last year, people would actually, because one of the things is if somebody is super scared in the group, typically the elf will nominate that person to do things that are extra spooky that are part of the haunt. And so one girl, I guess, just started to cry the whole time and just, and could not laugh. Or it's just the nature of something. If you go into it thinking that you're going to be scared, you're going to be scared the whole time and nothing will happen. I've seen that with haunted houses too. People are like, ooh, it's going to scare me. And then they like will run through a haunted house and don't have any chance to actually see anything. But they're so scared that it doesn't matter if they see anything. Like it's definitely going to, like it's just going to happen.
So do you have like special nights for free-thinking couples?
Well,
You get that there, no?
I'm just going to say a big fat yes, because, you know, you paid for the hour. So, however you want to work it, that's your prerogative. You could just hang out with the elf the whole time. Actually, women will hit on the elf for the entire duration of the experience, and then they'll actually go, yeah, whatever. But I'm talking to him right now, and they won't get through the puzzle because they just want to like stay in front with him.
Really?
Yeah.
How do you apply for this elf job?
Well,
job,
you
I
need to
love
hear your
you.
best elf voice.
I don't have much of an elf voice.
You're hired.
Well, that's the elves on Lord of the Rings. They were
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
so I'm just like, you're involved in this, but you have kind of a love for this kind of stuff. Like you went on a trip to Europe recently, and you became haunted.
Yes, I'm very spooky. So,
Tell us the scariest thing that happened.
Well-
We were in Scotland, so there's ghosties
Did
there.
you actually go to like haunted places?
yeah,
or
so,
did you go to places
my travel companion,
Can
Megan.
we have a background music for this too? Just to-
So, alright, so here's a good one. So on February 2nd, we went up to the Hellfire Club. Are you familiar with the Hellfire Club?
Heard of it?
So the Hellfire Club is a club for debauchery, and it was the kind of place that you'd go if you were incredibly rich and had nothing to do all day. And so in Dublin, and actually they're located all around the world, or at least in English-speaking countries that I know about, like Benjamin Franklin was a part of this, and sort of like all these royalties and the rich.
The Illumiscary?
Yeah, the Illumiscaries. And anyway, so we went to the Hellfire Club, and one of the there's a whole bunch of folklore behind it. Basically, it's a hunting lodge, a deer lodge, in the middle of the woods, and the only way to get there is by horseback, which assumes that everybody there is rich because they can afford to get up there. And then what they would do is all of these rich jerks would pick women and maids and stuff from around the town, you know, like common folk. They'd steal them and then they'd do satanic rituals. Sort of thing. One of the things is they used to burn each other on. They used to just get absolutely liquored. I can't remember the name of the juice, but basically it was like they caramelized. It was caramel and brandy, and they'd get liquored on this, and they'd spin each other on spits. Just to see what it would feel like to hang out with the devil. Anyway, I'm trying to bring it up. I'm trying to give you the flavor of this house.
Okay.
It's on a Celtic burial ground, or a pagan burial ground
Right.
rather. It's one of the only structures with stone, with a stone roof, because it kept getting burnt down. And of course, like every good Irish story, of course everybody played cards with the devil. So anyway, long story short, we go there. We're having the best time on this tour. It's super spooky. And so I'm taking photos of everything, trying to be like, I'm a ghost hunter, because I'm clearly not. And the whole time I was taking photos, just seeing if we could do anything. So we're in this main room, and there's, so this guy's like, and this is where they used to roast each other on the spit. And so we're like, yeah, taking photos, and like, this is awesome. And then realizing, like, oh my God, like, do you guys smell that? And then I smell burning. And we're like, is this paranormal burning? Oh my God, are you smelling this too? And we go upstairs, and there's in the room that they would have played cards with the devil, one stick burning in the fireplace, and we had seen a couple go upstairs, and of course we had to hop a fence and like run up a hill and up the rolling hills and stuff to get up here, so it's hard to get up there. And this couple snuck up there, but they never came down, and there's only one staircase. Spooky. So then we go up to this floor, and the entire room is full of smoke, and I'm taking photos, and there's absolutely nothing you can see through it. And then I take one photo as my friend and I are standing here, and this thing goes whoosh at us. So I take a photo, and I should have given it to you to show, but the only photo that happened in focus showed a man's face.
Oh, that's cool.
And then after that, consistently, everything that we did was either on fire. There were always fire trucks nearby. That night, I woke up thinking our room was on fire. There was a man in the room, and the fire alarms were going off. I was screaming at the top of my lungs. None of that happened. My poor roommate.
Wow.
And I went, oh wait, it's not on fire. Good night. Just rolled over.
Meanwhile, they're like,
Meanwhile, she didn't sleep for 4 days. And we're convinced we're haunted. I mean, that's one of many stories.
Was there some clips here that we were going to watch?
Yes, so back to Cat Scare.
Sorry.
So again, I just want to reiterate, we are hosting, so there will be a Krampus walk that will be happening. I believe it's December 5th or 6th. I need to confirm the date.
Where's
It'll be on the White Ave area. I believe it starts in Garneau Park,
Nice.
or McIntyre Park rather. And they do like a loop and they come back. We're just putting it out there. We are trying to host some sort of after party for that. So we want all the Krampus folk to party in our Krampus room.
we can like if we can get backstage pass.
Yeah, and as well, I have 10% passes for everybody who's in the audience tonight. The passes are good for pre-sales. Hit me up, I'll let you know. And we'll be at the Barns until December 20th. So weekends we do walk-ups, and then everything else is pre-buys, and it's a solid hour experience as well. We're surrounded by restaurants, and it's a dope night. Like, yeah, it's if you're not a huge fan of spooky, if you like comedy, it's that kind of show too.
Okay, well we'll put that on our calendars there.
Yeah.
Do it. We'll host you.
Promote that for you.
Yeah, why not?
Is this a seasonal thing, or is it just for
Well, we
Christmas,
also
or
are
is
we're attempting to be the only portable escape room. So we have done only a handful of events, but basically if we are able to bring our escape rooms to you, which is a very new concept sort of in Canada, instead of bringing a trailer, which is kind of common in the States, we'll actually bring just a bunch of theater flats, and we'll create a whole giant room in your
My
backyard, garage, that sort of thing.
My backyard.
Well, summer's not close at all, but we'll try. But yeah, that's another thing we're trying to do is portable escape rooms, as well as we do merchandise, and keep an eye out for us. If anything spooky in Edmonton, we're kind of have our finger on the pulse.
Well,
this year.
Cat Scare is a good.
Well, it ain't can't scare. I'll leave.
No, I get it now.
A big groan from the booth. Here's the, let's just show the trailer. So these are real quotes as well.